Hey team, I'm Fitz, your host of the OC Marathon Show, one of your very noisy race announcers. And welcome to our post-race recap. We had an extraordinary weekend, and that's probably the understatement of the century. And we're really excited to talk about it, and we want to hear about your epic adventures too. So wherever you are, utilize the comment section to tell us which race you participated in, how much fun you had, favorite memories, et cetera, et cetera. I know all the big hellos are going to come. Here we go. It's Joanne first. Hey, Joanne. Good to see your smiling face. But yeah, I want to know what race you participated in or races and what you loved most. And here is my co-announcer, the other noisy one, the one with the very high-pitched voice. It's Rudy.
Hello, Fitz.
Do you miss me already?
Yes, we all miss you. Did the puppies give you a happy greeting?
You know, the entire state of Florida rejoiced when
That's great. Was there a procession at Gainesville Airport and the fireworks and everything?
Lots of fireworks. Yeah, it was very exciting.
That's
yeah, but
awesome.
I did have fun. We already went to the dog park and have done all sorts of things, not only with my dogs, but my children. So things are looking up, and I do miss California though. Okay, let's bring in the stars of the show, our race director and program director. So this is the man, I don't know, he's a race director. That's who he is. It's Gary Kutcher, and we love him. Hey, Gary.
Oh, hi, Rudy, and hi, Fitz. How are you guys? I miss you guys already.
Hey, Gary.
I think we should all just live in a OC Marathon commune from now on. Can we make that happen?
I do. I really would think that would be nice. Listen. It was so great to have you guys here, and we don't get to see each other just a couple times a year, so that really is special every time.
Every time, it's so great. You know what? I was invited to announce a race in Croatia next year on your date, and I said no.
Really?
Because it's OC Marathon and Gary and Kelsey. How could I say no?
Well, thank you.
Yeah, of course. Where'd she go? Kelsey just disappeared. I think she's so sad that we didn't bring her in. She just. All right. Well, when she comes back, we'll introduce Kelsey.
Let's talk about Kelsey.
I know.
You're right. It's always best to talk about someone when they can't defend themselves.
That's right.
Hey, listen, and that race that Fitz was talking about is a crappy old race anyway. It's just a Dubrovnik half marathon. Who'd want to do that?
Nobody would want to do that. Hey,
I know those guys.
And there's no Gary. I'm out.
Yeah. No.
I'm here.
Hello, Kelsey.
Sorry, I don't know what happened. It kicked me out there for a minute, but I'm back.
I'm so happy to see you. It's been 3 days or something like that.
I know.
Have you recovered?
Yes and no. There's a lot going on still for us at the office. Lots of, customer service things, and we just unloaded the warehouse yesterday. So
no, we loaded the warehouse yesterday.
Sorry, loaded the warehouse. There you go. Yeah, we're still sitting in a pile of boxes. That's the story of our lives.
Okay, so we've got people listening that they're probably interested but don't understand how long it takes for the dust to settle and all the stuff that goes on. It's not like you guys are done on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then the rest you can take a 3-week vacation. How long does it take to handle, as you said, the customer service stuff, the stuff that comes up, and everything that just transpires that needs your attention after Sunday's event?
Well, I can tell you that everyone who knows what I do all of a sudden email me and text me and say, are you finally getting some sleep? Are you finally getting some rest? And I say, well, absolutely not. It's as crazy the day after. We have to bring back to our office. At one point in time, we had 14 pallets still sitting outside, and we'd already emptied quite a few. So you bring back all of your extra shirts and medals and all of the extra Gatorade and all of it's overwhelming for part of the day. And we don't have a huge warehouse, so we have to make things fit. And so I was climbing up and down racks all day yesterday, trying to put things away. And it's challenging. And so that's just the warehouse day. Kelsey was inside. answering emails and trying to, some people.
Whoops.
When you went mute, Gary.
Their time properly and other stuff. So, she's answering tons and tons of emails. We're just, we're on that kind of a survival mode for a few days here. And now, because virtual races have become somewhat popular, especially through this, now we have 500 or so virtual racers that we have to get those packages prepared and all shipped out. So, and that's before we even get to Kelsey's side of it with the kids. Kelsey, go there.
Well, with the kids, we have virtual packages to ship out as well. I'm not sure what you're referring to with the kids. We basically just start all over with starting to recruit for next year this summer. So yeah, there's a lot of work to do. It's all fun stuff, and I think it's good, and I think we do get our little breaks. Oh, Gary, you can't hear?
Oh my gosh, Gary's having such technical difficulties. I can hear you, Kelsey.
I can hear you, Kelsey.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey,
so we'll get there.
For sure. I'm going to use this moment to, to read some viewer comments. We have lots of people chiming in. So Joanne Mail ran the half marathon on an injured foot. Yay for the half marathon. Boo for running on an injured foot. We don't like to see people exasperate injuries. Andy Kohler, my long lost relative of some sort, ran the half. Congrats, Kimberly Falero.
Oh, Kimberly.
Hey, she and Casey were the best dressed both days this weekend. And Andy says that this is his favorite course. Of course, that's how us Kohlers work. Adam Block did the half combo crush. Always a beautiful and well-organized race. Thank you. Dave Burnell, great seeing you at the start and finish line. Very long overdue. Oh my gosh. We've got Shelly Merrill. Thanks all for a great experience. Shelly came out with her friend Felicia and another, I can't remember the third Bopsy twins name, but Felicia had a custom made shirt. It says, I canceled breast cancer to be here. So we were excited to see Shelly and her and her posse, Felicia's support squad. Got Adam Block. Shout out to the volunteers. Thank you, Adam. Oh my God. Wait, I forgot how crazy hilly the OC race was. I don't remember. Did you add extra hills, Gary and Kelsey? Is that something you've been working on?
It's really not that hilly. I think that what's really interesting about it is there are a few hills, but everyone has a better personal record at ours than a couple of the other races are their Beach Cities races that are flat. It's really interesting. So, yeah, there are a couple of hills. No new ones. Those were all there the last couple of times. So,
okay, just I didn't know if you were pulling some shenanigans. And Joanne, I recognize you. You used to have a different name. I'm guessing you got married or something else that makes your names change. Good to see you. E.T., thanks for a great race. Let's see. Rick and Julie had a great time. Tanya Manzel. I think our voices are very exciting. Don't you agree, Rudy?
Of course they are.
Of course they are. Okay, we're almost there. We got lots of comments here. Oh, Randy Crane ran, and this is the thing. He always comes and runs your races. He ran the full, but he ran the 5K with his daughter, Adira, who is painfully adorable.
She is so cute. They joined us for the meet and greet. She was very shy, but very, very sweet. That was her first 5K.
So cute. Daniel ran the marathon with 2 weeks of training. Is that recommended, Gary Kutcher?
Well, it depends on how much of a foundation he had before. If he just started, then no, it's not really advisable. But if he's been running lots of races, he could pop in. That's not that bad.
That's right. Just pop right in. You get such big love, and I think that's all the OC yields. Sean Matlock, one of our favorites. Great course, great weather, wonderful entertainment, bling. Yeah, thanks for showing up, Sean. We love having you. Oh, and Joanne PR'd, that's right, Shoho, at all 3 races. Okay, we're moving on from the comments. So we had a ton of fun this weekend. I would like to start with Sunday and work backwards, if that works for everybody.
Sure.
Does that work?
Yeah.
So first of all, the weather was beautiful. The start line, perfection as usual. This, not only the sunrise with the palm trees at Fashion Island is extraordinary, but the way you light the start line structure, is that a blue light? What are you doing? Because it feels magical.
It really is pretty. So we had, for the first time, a new color. We had a new structure out there, this new truss structure. And so it was a new look for us. We went to this palm tree background and then lit it with blue. And it was kind of a magical, it was a really good looking start line, I have to admit.
Yeah, it was amazing. And I think we should show people. Do you want to see it?
I would love to.
In fact, I have a little recap video for the full and half. So this would be a little peek at our events on Sunday.
Fun.
So good.
Can we do it again?
Let's do it again.
So what was your favorite part about the start line, Kelsey?
I would say my favorite part about the start line was probably the jumping that we did kind of as things got started. It seemed like people were having a lot of fun out there, and the music was good and the energy was good, and it was fun to see the sunrise come up. I agree with you. It was kind of like you have that marathon come up, like start in the dark, and then you see the half marathoners show up. All of a sudden it's light. It feels like we got that course cleared. Everything's moving smoothly, and yeah, it was a happy moment at the start line for sure.
Gary?
Well, she said it when I hear the course is clear and I'm able to say, okay, we're going to have a start. And that was fantastic. But it was just really good to have the marathon out there. We had the half last time. And so to see all those marathoners out there and to see the new start line, that was new. I'd seen it on my computer as we were designing it. So that was great to see it. And I hadn't seen it lit up, and we had some orange colors in the past. We had blue this time. So that was, it was kind of a magical thing to see everything happen. So just the whole thing, I don't think could have gone any better.
I agree. Rudy?
Well, I like the lighting. I hadn't realized how dramatic it was till you just played the video again. And it really was beautiful. I think I took it a little for granted. I want to come back and do it all again. And the and the size of the marathon field was really nice. We got a great response for the marathon. I think people were just really happy to have that back. And we had a really good crowd. And as Kelsey had mentioned, I always like the transition in Fashion Island and the start from total darkness to a little bit of light, and then the sun comes up and it's really pretty. But I don't get to see too much of the half marathon because I get scooped up and driven to the finish line. Well, you're having all the fun, making everybody jump. Yeah.
Well, this year was a little bit even more anxiety because we knew that we were going to be on TV with KTLA at 6:40.
Oh, that's right. Right.
And so that was kind of that came up just before 6 o'clock. We knew we were going to have something, but we didn't know it was going to be exactly when it was. And so all of a sudden I'm being told by Dan, our press guy, that said, okay, we need to get out of here. We need to be at the finish line by 6:40. You're going to, we're going live at 6:40. So it's like, Rudy, we have to get you out of here. And then we still had our photographer on the boom lift, and to get him down, and we all gathered. For those who aren't familiar with how that goes. So, my car is parked right at the start line, right by where the UPS trucks are. And then I drive Rudy, and I drive our couple photographers, and in this case, our press guy, Dan Cruz, and we literally drive as fast as we can. There's no police on the course or they're all out on the course, so we can go really fast. No, I'm just kidding. But
oh, you went pretty fast.
I know.
Gary says we start, and Gary says I can drive like hell because I know where everybody is and they know who we are.
Yeah, no, you don't. I don't. I shouldn't say that. No one's seeing this, all right? No one is seeing this.
No,
okay,
it's just us.
Yes, we're just talking.
No,
about
we
ourselves.
were safe. We didn't do anything crazy, but we do have to get there quickly. And we did, and we barely got there in time, and it was perfect. But Fitz does get to have all the fun with all the fun runners back there.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, you know what? I said it at the last thing. Those back of the Packers are my people, and you're going to take me away from them, and nothing short of handcuffs, because I will plant my feet. I will cement myself to that start line.
I know I had to deal with that last time when Rudy was up in LA in November.
I mean it. I love them. Right, Kelsey?
Yeah, and we had fun. I mean, we even had a few late crew people that were coming past after the last corral, and they all got their own individual starts that we ended up doing. So one person would walk up and Fitz would give them their own little individual ready, set, go. And so we did have fun for a little while.
Yeah.
I think it's become known that we'll do that. So people will they don't care. They'll just strut in late. Fitz and Rudy I'll make a big deal out of it.
What's your name? Bobby said, go.
Right. I'm sorry, Fitz, I interrupted you.
I don't even know what I was saying anymore, Rudy. I just went.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, no, but it is so much fun, and it's no secret that the start line is my favorite. I mean, I say it over and over, but it's the only time in the entire race weekend where 100% of us are together, and that's where we can make the most noise, and people are willing to be silly in large groups. When they're hidden amongst many, they let their freak flag fly, and we have such a fun time. So it's my favorite part. If you try to take me away from the start line, I would cry. I would actually cry. And then you would drive me back.
We'll keep you there. We'll keep you there.
And I don't want to ever take this for granted. Our national anthem singer was fabulous.
Yeah.
She was good.
Oh, nice comment.
Yeah. Oh, and then great spacing and not too long a wait for the slow pokes in the back of the pack. The fun people in the back of the pack. That's right. I think it's just building up to the best part. As we get rid of the faster people, we're like, okay, we're almost there. Although we love the fast people too. All right. So start line was a blast. We all make it over to the finish line. I think of note was the fact that we had a few guys out that were capable of breaking the course record. And JJ Santana won the full, right?
He did. He did. He won the. He broke the course record in November in the half, and he came back this year and ran the full. Okay. And I don't know if you remember Rudy and Fitz, but he came. He's such a wonderfully nice guy, and he comes over here from Vegas. He's smoking fast. He's a 2:14 marathoner, and he came just cruising in, and missed the course record by 10 seconds. I think's what it was.
Yeah, 10 or 12. Yeah.
And he didn't even know it. Afterwards, he said, What was the course record?
I told you he didn't know it.
And he's like, I can't believe that. But we did have a course record that day. and I spoke with her today. Sarah Lopez, in the half marathon, she came in at 1:13 and broke our course record. And we had a few issues there with some of our numbers that were coming in, and I kind of let her know that we're going to get her back next year and give her all kinds of love at the finish line. But yeah, Sarah Lopez from Utah came in, Grand Fork, Utah, I think. She came in and 1:13:53 or 4 and beat our course record that was 1:13:53 or 4, and she beat our course record, which was 1:15 and change. So
Oh, wow.
she knocked nearly 2 minutes off of that. And so I had a nice conversation with her today, and she's just a wonderful young runner who has her times are coming down like crazy. She ran a 1:14 just at the Mesa Marathon, half marathon in January. And she's got a great coach, and she has a career in running. She's going to drop some time, and I think we're going to see her. She's 22 years old. We're going to see her for years, and she's just fantastic.
Yeah, I don't usually see 1:13 on the women's side of things. Rudy?
Yeah, that's really fast. Very, very respectable. I don't. Gary, is our course a plus or minus from many others as far as time goes? Is it, I mean, people are talking hills. I trust what you tell me.
Well, listen, it's really hard to tell. It's a great question, but it's, if you put $10 or $20 or $30,000 on the line, your course records would drop down because you get a lot of people there. But I can tell you, I just looked at the results from Pittsburgh this past weekend, and they do have a fairly good prize purse. And Sarah beat their woman there by a bit. And it's just, we get some pretty good runners.
Wow.
And we have a 1:05 half marathon. Half marathon 1:04 that JJ did last year, and our marathon is not that fast, but it's all about getting the if you have a big prize purse, you're going to get those top runners to run for it.
Of course.
So
I guess what I was thinking is, like, if you look at our other beach cities partners, like Long Beach or Surf City, is the marathon plus or minus? Is it about? You think it's about the same in overall difficulty, or I think Surf City's dead flat, if I remember correctly.
It is. I can tell you this, and we did this a few years ago. We looked at, because so many people run all three races, so we were able to look at finishing times for many people over the three races, and it's an extremely high percentage of people that have their PR at, not their PR, but the PR of the three
fastest,
at the OC.
Oh,
so
wow.
I think that it has to do with the hills. When you're running, Rudy, you're a sub-3 marathoner, and you understand if you're running a total flat race, you end up working out the exact same muscle spot in your legs, but if you have just some rolling hills, it's so nice. You're able to rest certain things. It's a different feel, and so I think a rolling hill course is faster.
Yeah, one of my worst marathons of all time, Las Vegas Marathon, dead flat, and I just got all tied up, and that was a long time ago, just to be clear. So,
well, I think Adam, that guy, made a good point. That's what I always tell people when they brag about, there's so many hills on the course. There is net downhill, so for the first few miles, you're cruising downhill, and then you get those rolling hills coming in. So I always tell people that when we're trying to talk up our course, it's net downhill, few hills.
So is Big Sur.
Yeah.
And Boston.
Right.
Okay, so we have lots of speedsters. There was a lot of athleticism this weekend, a lot of fast athleticism, but then we move on to the fun people. I always like to go straight to the fun people, but one of the greatest moments of the weekend for me was it was almost a little personal, but out public. So I was out running around the finish line shoot. And if you're one of the runners, if you love it, great. If you hate it, sorry. I'm hands-on. I'm a hands-on announcer. But there's this character in Southern California.
Here we go.
A man who's an animator. And he has created this character. First, it was just drawn pictures called Bear Son. And then eventually he made it into a big mascot type character. And I stumbled across this person while announcing the Los Angeles Marathon. He comes through the start and the finish, and I'm looking at the thing, and I said, is that a hamster bear? Are you a hamster? Are you a bear? I say bear, and he puts his hands up. So at first I was like, yay, hamster bear. And then I found him on Instagram after, and his name is Bear Son, Bearsun. Folks, you can follow this guy. It's I am Bear Son on Instagram, and it's hysterical. He ran his first marathon ever as the bear. He's run several marathons since. He's also run and walked all the way from California to New York. He does this cross-country journeys as the bear, and he gets people calling troopers and cops on him all the time. If he's tired, he doesn't even get a hotel. He just sits in a bush and sleeps in a bear. Amazing. And so nobody knows who Bear Son is. But I had him on the Fitzness show once, and he was in as the bear. He's got this cute little gravelly voice, and I just have been dying to know who this guy is. And his dream is to kind of follow Walt Disney's footsteps. He's an animator. He brought this Bear Son to life. He wants to make movies and cartoons out of him, and I believe he will. He's very good. Anyways, so we're out in the finish line, and this dude comes running by. Like, hi. And then I see it. It's on his bib. It says Bear Son. And I lost my marbles. I went, there it is. And I didn't want to out him for anyone who knew what Bear Son was. So I just sprinted after him to catch him. And then he ran faster. He's at the end of 26.2 miles, and he does a 100-yard dash. Oh, it was so funny. So I get past, and I was like, it's you. And there's that little voice, and he's adorable. I'm so happy to see he is who he is. But Rudy had said his real name. And so I go walking back up to the stage on the tower, and I said, I just found a celebrity. And Rudy was like, well, I know who it is. And he said his name. I said, you still don't know who it is. He's like, no, it's this person. I said, who is that? And Rudy was very unimpressed until I leaned in and I went, it was Bear Son. Rudy does a jumping jack in the stage. If anybody knows who Bear Son is, it's the greatest. He ran.
I'm gonna follow him now.
He's so great. I'm actually
it is really cool.
So all right, great. I don't know who Bear Son is. I'm gonna have to.
You're gonna have to find him.
You're just not cool, Gary. You're just not cool.
You know what? I hear that all the time.
Really, from your kids.
Look, this is Bear Son.
Bear Son.
It kind of looks like an anime type character or something.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Wait, so was he doing this weekend in the costume or no?
No, that's what I'm saying. He was just out like a normal guy.
And one of the funniest things was, excuse me, watching the video of her at the finish line, and she's facing people coming in, so I'm only looking at her back, and this guy comes running up. And she goes, ah! Had no idea what was going on.
That was very exciting. And then we had the proposal it was Garrett Gone. That was pretty.
It's so exciting. They were all in the finish line shoot. We didn't know exactly what's going on. All we know is there was a huge family there, and they were in the area it's a closed off area, and I had some people, I finally found out about it, but we had people saying, what do you guys, how did all of you get in here? Because you're not supposed to be here. And even our friend from KTLA, she was in on it by that stage of the game. And I thought that maybe there were two people running and they were going to get engaged at the end, but the fiance, if you will, was there among those people. And it was difficult because they first said it's going to happen at a certain time, and it was way beyond that. And they were in this area that's kind of a closed off area. It's where our ambulances are. So it was touch and go. But once it finally happened, it was beautiful. And she cried, and he dropped to a knee, and it was pretty special.
Well, I don't know how many proposals you guys, Fitz and Rudy, see, but usually when I've seen it, it's the spectator proposing to the runner. In this case, it was the opposite. It was the runner proposing to the spectator, and I've personally never seen that before.
I think we've seen every combination there is. Two people running together, just all kinds of combos. It's become quite popular.
Yeah, and what an interesting thing to go through a man's head while he's running the distance. Like, okay, half a mile till I change my life forever type thing. It's pretty exciting.
This is the last mile I'm ever going to be happy.
Rudy.
Sorry.
Did you say that?
Just a bitter 3-time divorcee.
Oh, man.
And then what about the Vulture Lady? Did you guys see the Vulture Woman?
Yeah.
No.
Interesting.
No.
She had, I think she was a vulture. I'm not sure, but she had all the black feathers. Lots of black feathers all over the place.
No, I didn't see that. I saw my son finish his first marathon.
Yay.
And
Nathan.
That was really special for me as a dad, being in this industry, for his mom. That was really, really pretty cool. So, yeah, I mean, how proud can you be to hear you're working in this industry, and your son decides to actually run it and run it well? That was really good.
And what was his experience like? What did he say about being his first marathon?
So he, I told him all along, I mentioned earlier, he's running CIF this weekend. He's got to do the 1 mile and the 2 mile. And so, but he's going to do this crazy. So he's a senior in high school, and he's going to do this senior project that is about the compare and contrast a 5K versus a 55K, the training needed, the nutrition needed, et cetera, but he has not been getting long runs in. And so I said, you're going to have to do the full, just cruise it, just be mellow. I want you to have time on your feet. If it takes you 4 hours, it takes you 4 hours, but I want you to just experience, what it's like to be on your feet that long. And then he last week did well enough to go to CIF, which is the next level in his track and field stuff at the high school. So now he has to race this coming weekend. So his coach was not overly thrilled that he was going to do this, but I told him, just cruise this thing. So he comes in at 3:09, and which is pretty darn good for a kid who was supposed to just be cruising it. And he said, Dad, I said, well, Nathan, you're supposed to take your time, just cruise. He goes, I did. It was pretty easy. And I just went, youth. Oh. No, he really enjoyed it. He loved the water stations. He got a nosebleed out there. So he spent time trying to find some, paper towels, and he's got to making a mess, but he really had a good race.
Gary, what was your time for your first marathon?
3:20.
3:20.
So, but I was 37. So he's 18.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what was his time, Gary?
3:09.
Oh, wow.
Excellent.
3:09 something. I should know, but I don't remember.
What if he goes out and wins one of your races one day?
Wow, that'd be cool. He said he could have easily gone below 3, but he was, I told him not to. And so that would be amazingly special. Are you kidding? To have you guys call him in as a winner? Oh my gosh. That would be cool. When you remember, Fitz, when he was first at Wonder Woman, remember he came in? Yeah. That's when Ginger
he's a
was
talented runner.
Yeah. So
I thought it was funny. I got to drive Nathan to the start, and we were chatting. He was pretty nervous. He was talking about all kinds of things. But when we got to the bridge over PCH, he was like, I always think that when I get here, this is pretty amazing. He's like, where my dad gets to shut down PCH or something like that. And then he said, and then I go to school on Monday and all my friends are complaining about how they can't drive around their neighborhood. And I'm like, well, that's my dad's fault. So
Awesome.
it was pretty cool. It was funny.
My dad did that.
Yeah.
My parents couldn't get their donuts and bagels and everything. Yeah, that's my dad.
Yeah, that's great. I did not know that, Kelsey. That's fun.
It was cute. It was very cute.
Rudy, what was your favorite part about the finish line?
Oh, my favorite part about the finish line. It's really general, but we're still in the process of coming back, and there really was, and just the vibe was just really fantastic. People were celebrating. Of course, you always insist on hands up or number one, which is completely valid. But people were doing it. People were really excited. And then from there, watching, just kind of looking over, because we're kind of stuck at the finish line. Watching people head over, and the band in the festival area was just alive. It was just the way the whole weekend culminated in really what honestly was a huge celebration, and you could feel it and you could see it right when you could see it kind of started at the finish line. Of course, it starts at the starting line, but it really culminated at the finish line, and there was just a lot of joy. And of course, we get to see so many of our friends crossing the finish line. It's wonderful.
So many. And I hear Flashback Heart Attack was off the hook this year.
I didn't even get to see him.
I was going to say, someday we'll.
I went over there and they were all packing up. I'm like, come on, you guys, just do one more song. And they were already, they'd already put away stuff. They are great. And we've had them there. Maybe that was the 10th or 11th year that they've been there. And so I've already told them next year when it's going to be, and they're already stoked for that. We haven't touched on it, Fitz, and I know you probably get it there, but the Saturday celebration, Rudy just mentioned it.
Yes.
Were you going to go there?
I was going to go there. Are we ready to move on to Saturday?
Well, yeah, because it's such a nice lead into what we've already been talking about. Rudy just mentioned it. We haven't had this full-on race, which included our kids that Kelsey's going to get into in a minute, and our 5K. And it began with the Celebrate OC Festival. And that was really pretty special. We had those BMX bikes out there that were jumping over people, and that was crazy to see. And we had the Rams there, and we had the Angels there, and the Ducks and the Galaxy, and we had some really good vendors out there, some sponsors, and we had a few thousand people out there in the festival on Saturday afternoon, and we've never had that before. So that was really cool. People were ready to celebrate Orange County, and that's what it was all about.
So at some point I made the announcement over at the kids races. I was like, blah, blah, blah. We're going to have the BMX performance at 1:15. And all the dads were like, when?
Good.
It was the dads really wanted to go see it. So it was super fun. All right, guys, I have 2 more videos. I got a 5K video and a kids video. Where are we going to go first?
Let's go 5K. We kind of mentioned that. And then we'll finish up with the exciting kids.
All right. 5K highlight video. Here we go.
Fitz, you
I
do
love
such a
you.
good job with this, with the exception of not enough pictures of me. That was really well done.
You're right.
Whose photos are those that you're using for these?
That's our photographer, Ulysses. Him and his wife, and they,
Wow.
you know, he's got a real day job. He's a nurse. He works like crazy, and for him to take thousands of pictures and do what he does and get them to us so quickly is it's an effort that we so appreciate. He's been there every year, and you know, the end of that video, if you notice, we had Stan Frazier, the drummer from Sugar Ray. That final band was so good. Well, all the bands all day long were amazing, and the culmination of the side deal was so good. And Stan already said, Gary, I want to come back next year, so that's great.
Yeah. So my favorite part of the 5K, as per usual, was our final finisher. And I know we're starting at the end, but I actually have a little video Dan Cruz gave to me of Lisa. I can't remember Lisa's last name. We say it here, but you know, it's interesting. Sometimes people are embarrassed. I was last, and they're my favorite. They're my absolute favorite. I understand how hard it is to be the final finisher, or, you know, to go the extra time. And I've been the final finisher before, and I fell in love with this woman right away. Her name is Lisa, and this is just a little snapshot of her finish.
Oh, Rudy, this is the one and only Lisa.
That's Lisa Ragsdale from Anaheim, Fitz.
She is hungry in her second 5K.
She cried. Happy tears.
That's amazing.
So magical. So magical. So anyways, Lisa Ragsdale, congratulations. I hope you come back next year. I look forward to another hug. She got lots of hugs by lots of people, and everyone was super excited to see her. I liked how she turned on the jets for the last 15, 20 yards. That was pretty cool.
Well, let me share something that you guys don't even know. We, you remember our last two finishers of the marathon on Sunday? And you guys, I ran out. So my thing is I go out and I run backwards and I find the last finisher. And in this case, it was two guys. They were separate when I first met them. But one of them was Vu and one of them was Rudy.
Oh, that's right. It was a Rudy.
Yeah. And so we you know, walked and talked and just had fun. I told jokes and I got them to the finish line, and our entire medical team comes together and we took pictures. It was beautiful, and you guys were there for them. And well, about a half hour or more later, we find out we're getting phone calls at our office, and our phone calls become emails. And Vicky, you guys know Vicky, picked up and found out that there's a dad calling over and over and over again, and his daughter is out there on the course. And we didn't know it because she had missed a turn someplace and had gone off course. And so she remembers being passed by Andrea, our balloon lady, and she even remembers those two guys. And in fact, our bicyclist was with her. And then when the two guys passed her, then no, the other way around. He was, anyway, he had to leave to go with the last two guys. She passed those two guys. And then he said, I'll have to leave you because I stay with the last person. Well, she missed a turn someplace. And long story short, she was upset. He was upset. Dad was upset. And I went back out of the course and walked in with her. And all of our staff were the only ones left. And they were all honking their golf carts. And we walked all the way to the finish line. And, you know, we had her medals there. She actually qualified for Beach Cities there. So we got her Beach Cities medal. And Dad became happy. And she was happy and super excited. And we're going to give her a free entry into next year's race. She can't wait to come back. So anyway, it was it was just a heartwarming. It wasn't good, and then we made lemonade out of lemons, and I think that she had a very special ending that no one else had, and so she became our last official finisher.
Yeah, we did like a whole personal photo shoot with her, kind of like her different medals being given to her and everything. So I think she was totally thrilled with herself, and it was a good experience for sure.
Wow. You know what? I think people just probably put too much emphasis on speed, and there's so much more that goes into our days, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So much more. So question, there was a photo of it on the recap for the 5K, but there was some sort of dragon character. Do you have any idea what that dragon mascot man was?
No. But you know what? You brought up the mascot run. We need to somehow get a mascot run out there. We can get Bear Son and this dragon guy, and we'll have the duck there next.
The duck. We kind of already have all the elements going on.
They're there. Yeah.
I think that so the duck was obviously from the Anaheim Ducks. I think that the other guy that was in costume was from K-Rock Radio, and they did some dares like back and forth on the radio show, and he ended up losing a bet or something and had to wear that costume. And I noticed in the photos he even has like a dog on his chest.
Yes.
As well.
Yes, he had a puppy and a baby Bjorn.
Yeah, it was wild. So I have to go back and listen to the radio show and hear what bet he lost to get that. To have to wear that.
That's so funny. Yeah, we have all the elements. I mean, I've been at races where, we've had the traditional dog or whatever, but then we've had smoothie, like tropical smoothie or whatever, has a cup. That's very fun to see running. We had the Family Guy characters out at a recent event with that baby Stewie. I don't know. There's a bunch of good stuff. So, and you're near Los Angeles, so there's got to be a million of them rolling around, right?
A few years ago, there was like a guy who broke a record for
French fries.
We had to like sign the paperwork. Yeah, the fastest
That's right.
one in a French fry costume. Yeah.
We had the French fry, and we also had ketchup and mustard.
That's right. Yeah, we've got a lot of where who wasn't there is the jester. We normally have it's Ed Eddinghausen.
Yeah. I don't know. He was there last in 2019, and he's still out there. I mean, he's doing ultra marathons just about every weekend. So
yeah, I was gonna say he was out there on a 150 miler or something like that.
I feel snubbed. So Ed, if you're watching, come back. All right. So 5K, we had a lot of fun. I have to apologize to everybody. We had a technical glitch. The little connector to my iPad did not work at the start line. It was working, and then all of a sudden it didn't, and we didn't have music for a couple of minutes. And just anyone who was there and experienced it, the amount of stress this little person was experiencing at the time, because I want you to have fun and I want you to have great music, was extraordinary. So I'm super sorry if you didn't hear me say sorry on Saturday. And I'm sorry, Gary.
You said I'm sorry to the crowd about 20 times. They definitely heard your apology, and
so bad.
And actually, Fitz, 90% of them have their own music going, But you take it personally, which is a wonderful quality about you, because you insist on everybody having maximum fun.
Maximum fun. Yes. It made me feel very bad. So I'm sorry to everybody. And then actually during the half, we had about an hour without a name. The Wi-Fi went down. So we're sorry if we didn't welcome them.
I know. We're going to
all my sorries are out.
That's okay. I have some of those too. So
Kimberly.
There you go, nice. Kimberly. Thank you.
Okay. I will sleep better at night. All right. So 5K was a blast. I think everyone got through successfully, and now we have kids races to talk about. You ready for that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let's do it, Kelsey.
Video first.
Well, I think the kids races went really well. I have two personal stories at the kids races. So I had the pleasure of working at the information booth for a little while, which is where we take all the late registrations and all the problems and all the people who forgot their bib at home and all kinds of stuff. But I have to say that every single coach that came up to that booth said, you know what, it's great to be back. It's so great to be back. And that was special to me because, I do know that as volunteer coaches, it's a lot of work, and sometimes we hear more about the work than it's great to be back. So that was really special for me. And then my other story was at the end of the day, I'd been running around working mostly at the information booth and results and other things, and I decided to go into the finish line chute and just hand a few medals to kids. I was like, I want to see the reason we actually do this,
Right.
and not just run around with problems all day. So I did that, and I got those happy tears in my eyes too of kids at the end of the race who were just, you could tell it was difficult for them, but they had a great experience. So it was a good moment for me after a year of work it was fabulous. So those kids are so cute, especially at the end of the day. We have those 5 and 6 year olds, which are the cutest ones of them all.
Well, I'm always so happy when I see you come out, because I know you work so hard year round to make that program successful and to get such high volume of kids. You have far more kids than almost any race I've been housed, right? I mean,
Kelsey, how many parent coaches are involved?
We need one dedicated parent volunteer per school in order to get the program started at the school. So for instance, this year we had 80 schools, and so that would just be one of them. Most schools have 5 or 6 coaches, especially in some of these larger programs. So I bet we had a few hundred parent coach volunteers
at least
there.
That's what it looked like.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
I bet we
That's
had 300
great.
or 400 total coaches out there.
And sometimes it's like the principal wants a way to get down and dirty and kind of be with the kids, and so they'll start the program. Down and dirty probably wasn't the right word, but they want to be involved and do something fun with the kids. And so sometimes it's the principal and some teachers or like an admin assistant in the office. So we got all kinds of good volunteers out there, really, really good people.
well, those coaches are awesome. And one of the things that people may not really catch on to is that they're doing all the races. So it's a 1 mile loop for every age group. And some of these coaches run every race. So what do we have? 8 heats?
Yeah, 8.
Is that right?
8. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's a heavy day, especially for Coach Leah from Gates Elementary, who ran as a gator. She had a whole gator costume the whole day, and she ran 5 of those heats.
And you loved her because she was a gator.
That's right.
And some of them come back to do the half marathon the next morning too.
Yeah, they're super fit. But man, that gator made everything more fun, and all the kids from all the schools enjoyed using it as a focal point. We just had so much fun with it. So it's nice when somebody shows up and brings the extra, whether it's like purple hair or a full costume, but she was extra, and she really became a highlight of the morning. I really appreciate it. Even if she was dressed as a bear or something. I mean, it was my great pleasure to be able to yell, "Go Gators," throughout the morning. I got no problem with that, but she was awesome. So I got a video. You want to see it?
Yes.
Sure.
All right, here come the kids.
That was
Love
super
it.
fun. Did you see that? There were some great shots. Did you see the one of that funky older looking kid with the OC marathon jacket on, blue jacket?
That one?
Just saying.
That was a very handsome picture of you, Gary.
There you go.
I'm not so sure about that.
Okay, so my highlight, there's a few, but we and we're outing ourselves, but we debate on things, right? Like we
Oh, here we go. Go ahead.
there it is.
Ahead.
So traditionally, to start each one of these heats, we have one child assigned to sing the national anthem. It's a child who's practiced and shows up, and they do a fantastic job. Whether they're really good or they just try really hard, it's fantastic. This year we did not have that, and so Rudy and Gary had a conversation about what should we do with the anthem, and it was decided to play our Leanne Rhymes version on the iPad. And so I prefer patriotic sing-alongs, and I've pulled that at several locations when I announce basketball for high school, and it's really quite magical. So Rudy and I went back and forth, and Rudy was like, "No, we're gonna do Leanne Rhymes on the iPad," and I was like, "Okay." Let's let the kids choose. And so I put it out there. I said, "Hey guys, we have the anthem. These are our choices. Professional singer can sing it on the iPad, or you guys can sing it." And they voted almost unanimously to sing it themselves. That we had 3 different waves sing the anthem, and it was incredible to get hundreds of kids together with their sweet little voices, and they sang so loud and proud, and I mean, just melted my heart. What do you think, Gary?
No, it was special. I knew that was kind of a surprise too. I knew Rudy was not so sorry, and not only did it be a little surprise to Rudy, but then you sprung on him that he had to be the one to start it.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. That was the first time I've ever
So
heard
Rudy's
Rudy
like,
sing too.
Sure.
And you did a great job, Rudy.
You did
I
do a
always
good
find
job.
you-
You did.
Hey, thank you very much. Yeah. Yeah, isn't that special?
It's so
That was
tolerant.
very funny. So he started, those 3 or 4 or 5 different times, and the kids. I mean, listen, it's so good to see that, and just to have them all out there singing in unison. It was pretty funny. It was great to hear.
Oh, so good. It just makes my heart explode. I'm unabashed with my patriotism, and I think that's okay. And to hear all those kids doing it, and what was really cute is the adults up front. I would love to see if anyone has a video of that song, any of the things. I'm Fitzness on Instagram and all the things. Please send me a video. I would love to have that. I saw Scott Baugh with the camera. He's one of the creators of OC Marathon, and I thought, oh, he's got it on video, and he took pictures.
Yeah, sorry. We should have some. So we'll see what we can get with Christia, our other marketing agency. So we'll see if we can find some.
Oh, I'd love it. I'd love it. And then the other thing is when I was making the video, the recap video, all the kids, I mean, we had so much fun and there was lots of smiling and stuff, but so many of their little photos are so intense. They take it so serious.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'll tell you. So I was doing a number of different things, including the kids' reunion shoots. What we should do, and I think, in fact, Kelsey, let's make a note of this so we can make sure we do this next year. I think for a couple of the heats, we need to get Rudy come down for one of them and to be in the parent reuniting shoot, and then we'll have to have Fitz, because when you see 500 or 600 kids from a heat have to get reunited with their parents in 12 separate shoots, and the kids have the bib and they come to a spot and they have to locate their parents.
Oh, boy.
I mean, it is where we talk about the orchestrated chaos. We know what's going on, and a lot of the kids don't, and they have to be held back, and they have to look for their parents. They have to find them, and it's kind of crazy. I mean, it's nerve-wracking, to be honest with you. It's kind of why I lose my voice every year, and the 9-year-olds are the absolute crazies. I don't know what it is about them. Every single year, we can get through the 10-year-olds okay, and it's all of a sudden like, okay, we need some more people over here. It's the 9-year-olds. Let's get some more people over here. We're not gonna be able to do it without more people. And this year was no exception.
I think it's partially because there's the most of them. That seems to be the most concentrated as far as our age range. That's kind of where that bell curve hits, is that the 9-year-olds is the most popular time to do this program. So I think that's part of it.
Yeah, this year we had one young gentleman who just did not want to stay in the holding area. And he was walking back and forth. And we're like, no, just seriously, just sit back here. I want out of here. No, I know. And but we have to find your mom or your dad. And it was an interesting couple minutes, but finally, I don't even remember if it was mom or dad that showed up, and everything's just fine. But yeah, it's one of the things with all those kids, you're going to get that a little bit.
Hey, really nice accommodation for all the parents and the kids this year with the 2 opens that you guys had early, because we all know, a lot of the kids' activities are back, softball, baseball, and any number of things. And it looked like a lot of people took advantage of those open corrals early in the morning. So that was a great idea.
Yeah. And we've been doing that. And, we want it to be only used by those people who really do have something to go do. It does tend to become bigger because I'll just get out of there early by doing it. So I think it probably is taken advantage of a little bit, but that's exactly what it's for. There's first communions. There are, obviously games and different things. And so we want the parents to have that option. We'd rather have those and them come out there than miss it because we adhere to a 10:30 or 11 o'clock start. So
I think it's a really nice, a very classy accommodation, and a couple people might take advantage of it. Still worth having. Totally.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and you guys do such a stellar job in that program. I mean, I can't think of any other event I host that has as many children participating in a kids race. So,
well, I'm gonna just give Kelsey kudos here. This was a really tough one because she was reaching out to schools over and over and over again. And, we were coming out of the COVID from November, December, and then we got into that whole Omicron, and we could have 2 schools, same district, 3 blocks apart. And one school would allow parents to be on campus, another one wouldn't. And so it was real challenging when you have a school that says, no, we're not allowing anyone to be on campus. And yet our program is all about after school and parent volunteers. And so it was really challenging, and she did a heck of a job. And so thank you, Kelsey, for all that you did to make that as successful as it was.
Thank you. I think, moving on to the momentum of 2023, I think we'll be back to our normal. I mean, I'm just hoping for it because it was very disappointing to get no's from a lot of coaches. I mean, we've watched this program grow for so many years, and last year we were at 180, or 2019, 180 schools, and now we're down to 80. So we're going to bring it back. And I'm so excited about that opportunity I'm going to start bullying coaches right now to get their program started and to have a good year next year.
If you're going to
Kelsey, it was so tiny. We only had 4,000 kids.
No, we have high expectations, though.
I understand.
Yeah, it's extraordinary. And I love being a part of it. And I have not eaten any of the children.
You didn't take any home or eat any.
Good job, Fitz. Come down and grab them and squeeze them. I don't do that. That's probably that's the hardest thing I do all weekend, is just not eat the cute children. And then the other thing that I loved is the expo was hopping. It was so busy. Our vendors had so much traffic. I loved seeing a busy expo. Congratulations on that, because that's hard earned. And I think it's good for the running business in general that you had a killer expo. Kia was awesome. Their EV6, their pace vehicle, was really neat, especially as we drive around seeing the gas prices insane. That was something to be considered. And then Rudy and I really enjoyed our noisy happy hour.
It was a
so
great
much
look. So how I didn't even get to come over. How was the Fitz and Rudy hour? I didn't see it. I didn't.
Well, we
Great.
only had
Huh?
about 2,500. We had to turn some people away.
Yeah,
we had a great time.
yeah, we had dozens of friends come out, and what's interesting is so many of the people we genuinely care about, we only get to see. They'll stop by the stage in the morning, but we're in the process of working, so we might be able to say hi, have a photo, and then we have to get back to work, and then we see them at the finish line, and then that's it. So it was actually wonderful to be able to get to know people a little bit and catch up with these runner friends we care a lot about. It's great.
And connected to that, I want to give you guys kudos for the VIP experience. Was fabulous, absolutely fantastic. You really go way over and above for the runners who opt into the VIP, but also the legacies, the Kuros Lounge. It was real, and then adjacent to the announcer stand, the VIP area with omelets. You call it omelets, and of course. I was too busy to get in that line, but I saw a lot of people chowing down at delicious stuff. The VIP experience at OC Marathon is exceptional. It really is. It's a great add-on for anybody thinking about next year or whatever. It really is. You guys, there's a lot of bang for the buck. Let me put it that way.
Oh, I think so. And then our elites, our top 3 men and women, they get to come in there with their families and sit down, and that's a real special thing for them. And they get to have their own bathroom and area at the start line, and then and everyone who's a VIP gets to have their personal items brought back to the VIP tent, so they're not waiting around. They know where they are. It really is a good value too. So we'd love to encourage people to do it. We limit it to 125 people. And so anybody listening who wants to jump into that, it really is a good add-on.
So our friends who were in the VIP tent or people we randomly met, they all basically said that they're spoiled now and they can never go back. Like you've
That's what
ruined.
I've heard too. Like someone who won it last year was saying, like, I'm never going back to a normal,
I love that.
normal race experience. Yeah.
But you know what? If you're going to go all out, I mean, if this is, say, your marathon, say you're one of those people who does one marathon ever or one marathon a year or whatever. Okay, so you spend a little bit more and then it's just perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little bit more and you guys have swag and the food and the drinks and you really get your bang for your buck. I don't see it really becoming a net cost if you look at all you receive.
Oh yeah, it's the convenience when you get there early in the morning. You're able to sit down and get a pastry and a cup of coffee or a water, and you're sitting at the start line. You get to just sit and use your own bathroom just about, and mosey out when you're ready to go. It's really good, and it takes that tension off. So yeah.
Everybody really enjoyed the fact that some of the porta potties were bidets this year. So good on that.
Not really sure anything about that. So
Yeah.
we'll go ahead and just be quiet. I don't know what to say.
Just keep going. Yeah. Don't press that button.
We have a few of the porta potties under contract as first-time buyer condominiums.
Yeah. There's a lot of options out there with your 9 billion porta potties. So what is next for the OC Marathon organization?
Well, we've already opened registration for next year. So that's exciting. We've already got, 500 people registered for next year. Excuse me. But we have our OC Fair Fun Run coming up August 7th. That's with our partnership with the OC Fair. That's a great run. You run through the fairgrounds before it's open. You go past the giant slide. You see the horses and other farm animals, and you go around the speedway. It's really a fun little race. People love it. So that's August 7th. And then we'll have our holiday race in December. And Kelsey and I are, brainstorming with maybe something else in there. So we'll have to just see. But next year, we're excited to bring back the Celebrate OC even bigger. I had some great conversations today with SDCCU, San Diego County Credit Unions down by Rudy. They have 6 branches up here, and they are a wonderful partner for us. They're in for next year, and Kia was excited. You talked about the EV6, where we can't wait to have them back, and these partnerships. I didn't want to miss out and talk about them just for a minute, but Koros watches. I'm wearing my Koros. I think they sold quite a few of them this weekend, and they're part of the Koros Legacy Lounge. That's people get to go have an extra beer in there, and we did have White Claw this year. There was a partnership right at the very end, and so we'll see what happens there. But Cure Water has been with us for years, and Yamava Casino came in as our stage sponsor, and VB Water is a drink that's a prebiotic, and I mean all these different things. And we actually had an official wine, which was a really, really good wine, Lavendi. So I don't know, Kelsey, did I miss anyone? Memorial Care is our partner with
the kids running Mother's Market. But I would say that like part of the reason that we're talking about the expo being so good and the Finish Line Festival being so good and that Saturday Night Festival is all because we had some great opportunities to have some really good partners. And so, yeah, we're super grateful for them. And a lot of them we're begging people to come on board for January and February. And then it seems like about April, people start calling us and say, maybe we want to be a part of this. So if you get on earlier, if anyone's watching, we have a whole year to really build some good partnerships with these brands. So yeah, we're excited about that.
Yeah, we had Odyssey, which is the K-Rock, the radio station, and we had Klein and Alley out there, and they were talking about the 5K for weeks leading up to it, and they had a lot of fun with it. But we got a bunch of other DJs out there also from Odyssey, from the K-Rock team. So they became a great partner. We really hope and pray we get them back next year. They were so good. They talked about us a lot on air, and they brought energy to the stage all day long. So that was really, and they had that cool 360. Did you guys go in it? The 360 photo op?
Oh. No, they had one of those.
Yeah, you walk inside and the camera goes around you, and then you get this thing and you post it. Everyone was doing that, so it's pretty neat. I didn't do it either, but
me neither. Next year.
Next year, something to look forward to. Yeah. Well, congratulations on another extraordinary weekend. I'm so grateful to be a part of it, and yeah, we look forward to doing it again and again. My only request is that perhaps you consider this to be a monthly event instead of annual.
Yeah, monthly.
Oh. I got about 10 hours of sleep from Thursday. I think when my alarm went off at 1:30 Sunday morning, and I'm going.
Oh, you slept in.
Oh, it's just too much. It really takes a lot out of you. So I think maybe every 6 months, Fitz.
Okay. All right. Deal. That's twice as much. I take it. Ask and ye shall receive.
For any people listening, the OC Fair is just such a fantastic venue to be having. The fairgrounds, I should say, is such a fantastic place to be having our event. Did you see their talent lineup for this summer?
Yeah,
it's unbelievable. It's huge. I think it might be one of the biggest they've ever had. It's just if you're listening, take a look, because I can almost guarantee you there's at least 3 or 4 really good things there scheduled that you will love. I mean, there's like 40 or 50 different acts and bands and all kinds of stuff. I was blown away.
I'm gonna check it out.
Love you.
I know.
Front row, please. Front row to anything.
All right, friends. Anything to add, Kelsey?
No, yeah, I'd say a big thank you to you guys and to everyone that was involved this weekend. Like, we couldn't do it without the support of the runners and everyone else. So thank you. Our staff were rock stars working hard all weekend. So a big thank you to everyone that was involved.
Hey, look, Orly did Ragnar 12 hours prior, and now it's his favorite half.
He and Dave Burnell.
Amazing. Anything you'd like to add, Gary?
No, I do. I just want to thank you guys for making it what it is. Rudy's been the voice for forever. And I didn't think it could get any better until we brought you in 2014, and it got even better. So you guys together, it really, you know how, 1 + 1 is 2 until you guys get together, and somehow 1 + 1 is 3, and it's so good.
That's really nice. Thanks, Gary.
Thank you. We love it. All right. How about we leave with another shot of that marathon recap video. Does that sound good?
Do it.
Yeah.
All right. We love you all. See you next year.
Okay,
Bye
guys.
now.
Bye.